All right, everybody, this is Ann. Ann is going to share a story. And you folks are welcome to ask any questions that you might have along the way.
I am a 2016 graduate. I've never been on time until today. So I hope you enjoy this. I come from a big family of 8 kids, and we are anything but spoiled. Despite all that, it never stopped me from reaching for the stars. I will warn you, this is a bit of a trigger warning, but when I was 12 years old, I became an SA survivor. When that happened, I felt lost and hopeless, and I ended up in the mental health hospital numerous times. Although they did refer me to a Delphi Tito, I'll admit I was resistant at first, but who isn't? Took me some time to learn the ropes, but I began to allow the staff to help me with open arms. Eventually, I ended back in the public school, but I knew deep down I was not ready. I tried my best to excel though, but I ended back into a Delphi where we are now. The staff opened me back with open arms, and I knew I was home. Mrs. Myers always has been a constant source of support, and all the others who got me to that graduation stage. So when you doubt yourself, they'll back you up. What I've been up to has been watching my 10-year-old sister defeat cancer, keeping up with the school periodically. I am a dishwasher at a nursing home. What I plan on doing is becoming a certified car mechanic, keep in contact with the school still, and hopefully inspire more Delphi kids not to lose hope in themselves. And that's my story.
So Ann would have been, if anyone is familiar with the Tito Center, it's the building over by the brewery. And that was 2010, right? And you were 7th grade when you first arrived there. And what was your mindset at that point when you first arrived at Tito as a 7th grader?
I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be with my friends.
Didn't want to be there, wanted to be with your friends, but how would you spend your days when you first arrived at Tito?
I got right off the bus and go to the timeout room and sleep the whole day away.
Slept the day away at Tito Center in the timeout room. Question?
Why don't I ever see new kids coming in and out of that building? Cause I see that building every day. Like, I go down to the First Ward Park every day for basketball.
You don't see kids coming in and out?
No.
I think they moved to the new LES.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
I think it's more offices in that building now,
Yeah,
and the school program itself is now at the old LES. Good question, though. Yeah, you won't see too many kids. It's more office
Yeah,
space.
it's just like a couple adults coming in.
But when Ann was a student at Tito and I was a teacher at Tito, that was the elementary program, and we had high school there as well.
Yeah, we had like all grades.
All the grades.
And then elementary kids were upstairs.
Yes, it was 1st grade through 12th grade
But
in that
now it's only
building.
elementary, right?
But now it's only elementary over at LES, correct? But as a 7th grader coming in, like you said, it was not your favorite place.
No.
And, you know, you did not want to be there. And so kind of maybe the same mindset that a lot of students currently have, you know, here. And you were there for a couple years, ended up back at Derry.
In 9th grade,
And how did that go when you went back to Derry?
I was at a place.
Not good.
I was outgrowing that place. You could see right through all the toxicity. And I just was a number at that point.
Yeah, and so did you skip a lot of school when you went back to Derry? And so then how did you reconnect?
I was talking to my guidance counselor. I was like, I doubt if I worked for me in the past. I want to go back. And then my stepmom called Mrs. Myers to go.
Oh, so family reached out to Mrs. Myers again, and then you ended up here as a 10th grader. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you spent your rest of your high school and ended up graduating with
High honors.
high honors in
16.
2016, so 8 years. Do you have any one particular teacher or person here who made the biggest impact for you?
It's a tie between Mr. Yu and Mr. President.
Between Mr. Yu and Mr. Fetter. I don't know if any of you people remember Mr. Fetter. He was the English teacher before Dr. J.
I don't even know who that is.
Dr. J is the current English, one of the current English teachers. But, yeah, so how did Mr. Yu make an impact? Could you mind talking about that a little bit?
Mr. Yu made an impact by being that constant tough love for me, because my dad at home really didn't acknowledge me. And he made sure I applied myself fully.
Yeah, so tough love, right? Like at first, what was your feeling about Mr. Yu? Maybe
I was intimidated,
intimidated, okay,
because I was like, I don't know you.
right?
Mhm.
But once you crack the shell, you actually developed a nice relationship with Mr. Yu and are thankful now, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to put words in.
I'm very thankful for him as my teacher
Yeah,
and all the other teachers that I bonded with.
right. And you still reach out to Mrs. Myers, right?
Yeah. I just emailed her last week. I'm like, I'm coming. Yeah,
Right? This is your first alumni day with us, huh?
I'll probably come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that bad. I was scared all day.
Right. I would say, what helped you to make the decision to join us? Because have they reached out to you before this year, or this was the
This
first
was the
year?
First year.
Okay,
I kind of did it, like, because my best friend who went to school here with me, she won't do it at all. So I was like, I bet I'll do it. And there I am.
right. So you still keep in touch with one person that was also a student here,
Going on 12 years. of
going on
friendship.
12 years of friendship. That's pretty cool. Did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay, you're just stretching.
What did it feel like when you came back today?
Nostalgia.
There you go. Well, you mentioned to a couple of the other groups that this building and even like some of the people in it feel like family and home to you. So coming back in the building, did it feel like
It made my homesick.
you never left, huh? It's been 8 years, but a lot is still familiar, isn't it?
Yeah. I miss them all the time, especially when I'm at home, like, randomly do anything. I'm like, man, I would love to finish it up right now.
Right? Well, yeah, relive your youth. Any other questions, or? You were talking a little bit, I'm trying to, just because I've been with you, most of the morning, that you haven't taken advantage of the Delphi Promise, but that your plan is to be able to use that to study auto mechanics.
Yeah, I really hope other people use it too. Because
Yeah.
It's a really nice thing.
Right, I mean, you're talking 2 years of free college tuition, why not,
And
right?
it's like, you don't see public school doing that.
No, you don't, you're right, right. Is anyone in here a senior? Is anyone 12th graders graduating here?
I have the intelligence to be.
Okay, yeah, so just, something to consider down the road if that's, something that you want to do, that it's a really nice benefit.
I know there was this one kid who went to school in senior year with me, and he did halftime at the college and halftime here.
Oh,
I'd love to
okay,
do that.
so like a college and high school kind of thing. That's cool.
I don't remember his name, but
Right, right. So now you work full-time, you have your own place. You're obviously, showing success in your life. Did you think you'd be here, now, like you're what, 27?
yeah, 27.
Okay. Did you see yourself, like, where did you see yourself when you were first part of, our school and?
When I was 13 years old, I honestly didn't think I'd make it this far. Because my parents fed me to the wolves. They kind of were like, figure it out on your own.
Didn't have much support from your family?
Plus, my mom was in and out of my life most of my life.
Okay,
She was never
Okay.
constant.
right.
I think that's kind of why me and Mrs. Myers bonded so
Why
much.
you bonded, yeah, because she is the constant in your life. So what brought you to Tito originally? Was it just like, were you were always part of Dairy School District?
Yeah, it was mostly mental health and like truancy.
Right, okay, so that's what brought you to Tito originally.
And then the second time we came back was willingly.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, the guidance counselor from Dairy kind of reached back out to Mrs. Myers because you said like, I, want to go back.
And I was like, I'll graduate there, I know it.
exactly,
Cause if
yeah,
I stayed in Derry, no way, I would have dropped out.
right, right, so, you know, me personally, I'm a believer in all things happen for a reason, and clearly, you know, this was a meant to be for you, I think. Yeah,
I graduated with 33 kids compared to 300.
oh, wow, okay, okay,
It was nice, cause I was number 5, I didn't have to wait long.
yeah, right. So who were some of the other names of people that might have helped you along the way that are maybe still here? Like you mentioned Mrs. Desport.
Mrs. Deathport, cause I
Yeah.
would see her like every single day.
Yeah,
And then like when I come out in the off day, I talk to her and she ground me and then go back.
okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely Mrs. Myers, Mr. Yu. And some of the teachers who are no longer here also, I think, seem to have made an impact in your life.
I think about them all the time, I hope they're all doing good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if any of you folks are, have been here long enough to remember teachers like Mrs. Hoke. She was a math teacher here.
Mrs. Elwood.
Mrs. Hebel was a science teacher here.
Last year, Miss Baker was here.
Miss Baker.
The young one.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Anne would remember Mrs. Baker.
I had Mrs. Banks. That's all.
Mrs. Banks. But Mrs. Argoni, who wasn't Mrs. Argoni,
Patterson.
Miss Patterson, that's
Substitute teacher
how,
there.
yes, she was a substitute teacher at Derry and also here.
I felt bad for her sometimes because our classes were so bad. I told her one time she's doing a good job.
She was doing a good job, yeah. But definitely, yeah, Mr. Yu. And you said Mr. Pavlik was here
Yeah, he was.
when you were here.
He used to be the gym teacher.
He used to be the gym teacher.
Mr. Pavlik?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Definitely. And Mr. Yu, right? Wasn't he phys ed too?
Yeah,
Yeah. Back in the day.
Mr. Hughes, my gym teacher, like once every other week.
For clubs, that's okay. Yeah, we have clubs now. They do clubs once a week, or once every other week.
we didn't have clubs.
Yeah, that's something they just kind of piloted this year.
We didn't even have them last year.
Yeah, this is the very first year that we're trying it.
It's like I need to come back to school.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's some fun things happening.
I also like the one way call where you come to bus.
Right, well, they're building a whole new school, a whole new wing. For more of, I guess, you know, this environment, so expansion.
As they should, because this is good school.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. But again, like, when do you think you realized like that you were grateful for this time? Like, did you realize it when you were here as a student, or did that maybe not kind of sink in until adult life?
I probably realized it well, like the summer year of senior.
Summer of senior year, so,
Because I was like, this is it, I'm not gonna see them no more.
right.
Was there anything specific that happened while you were here that then you realized later that kind of set your life in a different direction? Or set the path that you are now on?
Probably when Mrs. Myers said that she would still be there for me when I left.
Right,
Like, I'm leaving in a couple weeks and she's like, I'll still be here.
all right, that's cool. Yeah, that you still have that support system to rely on. Yeah, so just take some notes, folks, that, you know, just, you know, when you leave these doors, that
They're still open.
it's not final, they're still open, for sure. Yeah, if that's your only takeaway, remember that. That there's always an open door through email, phone call, visit.
You can always schedule a visit and you'll sit down and talk to you.
Oh, yeah, they make time. They absolutely will make the time. Well, you even mentioned to some of the other groups too, that you felt like a number at Derry and didn't have that, like, people knew you by name and
No, I-
thought of you as as a person.
Just felt like I was a body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And they were just taking taxpayer dollars on my parents' employers.
Okay. right. So you definitely got more one-on-one attention and help with, you know, personal things, academics.
It's more like intimate.
Yeah,
because they actually take time to talk to you. and
Well,
about you.
right, and you felt of like as they were your family. That's cool. I think that's great.
You'll have 7 minutes.
I know, so say, yeah, if anybody questions or if not, Mrs. Fuller, do you allow them to talk to each other just quietly or are we
haven't gotten that far yet.
haven't been able to have that opportunity yet?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had questions and talked to the speakers the whole way up till
Right.
Time to go.
I'm drinking a lot of water, thank you very much. And she comes back, so I said, "Well, I want the word." So, everybody.
No?
It's nice if you wanted to come back and talk to the kids.
Students that are here now.
I think about everybody who's here sometimes, I'm like, I what kind of kids would have? Are they anything like my class?
Right. Oh, I'm sure there's a little bit of all of that mixed in.
You know, everybody's always here for different reasons and nobody knows what's going on outside of here.
Right.
What's the one?
Yeah.
The fees.
Is it a hoagie?
Cookie.
Yeah.
That's just the one, yeah, next one was fun.
I think it's a bag lunch for
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Lunch is 11:20.
So you'll have one more session and then lunch.
Lunch is for everybody, no, no, that's on the other part of the email.
I agree.
I see, does. No.
How am I gonna be able
Not
to
your
eat?
fault.
I gotta check that.
What do you mean?
No,
Pack that lunch. Yeah, I know.
AEC.
That it's cold.
AEC will eat lunch in the cafeteria from 11:50 to 12:15, so 11:50 to 12:15
Okay.
is your lunch.
But like, yeah. Look how big the.
Yeah. And then, after we move to next period, you guys will be switching, you won't be with me the rest of the day. You'll be with Miss Argoni.
Oh, Miss Argoni.
Miss Argoni.
on the other side? She,
Miss A?
She teaches over here.
Yeah.
She does a health class and a gym class.
Oh.
Cause then Mr. Yu leaves and then I cover for Mr. Yu the rest of the day.
I only know all the teachers on the other side, that's all I know.
Why is your medical sleep jaded?
Oh, because we hired. Like a long time ago, like, I forgot you were here left. No. I know, tell me about it. Then I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end our Zoom at least. I think we're good on that
Did they
end,
have any
so.
questions over at the,
They don't have questions.
did they hear okay?
It was a little bit choppy at the beginning, gurgly, but then they said it was kind of in and out, and then it did show us some improvement. But that's all.